Caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary with you. Rico, what's up?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going great, sir. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
I'm glad you actually decided to show up for your own show.
You don't have to talk about this. You don't have to say these
things.
I
do. Oh, no, I do. For anybody that wasn't listening earlier to the Captain Show, when it first started, normally I do old school one-on-one, DP and J and then DP.
Yep.
And then the Captain comes on. Nick comes in here. He takes over. It's him and Rashawn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for the first, after one-on-one ended, we're all looking around and we're like, I don't know where Nick is.
And to be fair, I've never been late.
It's like he's normally here early. I
I've always been here.
I don't know where Nick is. I don't know if Rashawn's coming in or if he's doing the red room. So I gave Nick a call. No answer. I was like, okay, whatever. I gave Rashawn a call. He said he was in the red room. I had to set everything up in a minute. Sent him the email. Got it set up. I did the first 5 minutes by myself because Rashawn was trying to get it into the stream. We're doing all that. I'm calling Nick while I'm on the air, just with my phone on the side, just kind of listening a little bit to see if he picks up. Called him 7 times, no answer. Send him a text. I go, "Are you dead? What's happening right now?" Mark tried calling him, no answer. Mark shot him a text, no answer. Rashawn said he hadn't heard from him since 7:30 when he told him he was going to be in the red room.
Yeah.
Nick failed to share that information with anybody
because I thought I was going to be here.
So we're sitting here and we're just I don't know where Nick is. I don't know what's going on. We get through about halfway through the first segment with the first hour with Rashawn. And I'm doing a little bit of podcasting during the breaks, and I hear Mark just yell, "I got him!" And I was like, "Excuse me?" He goes, "He's on his way here right now." Nick gets here, and I was like, "Dude, what happened?" He goes, "I fell asleep."
I did. So I woke up at 5:15 this morning.
Nick Sander was 45 minutes late for work today.
Partially.
Tell anybody.
First time in 2.5 years.
No idea what was going on.
First time in 2.5 years that this has happened. But no, I got here at 5:30 or whatever, helped Jake out with early break because I got the phone call last night that Sip had smoke in the cockpit of his plane.
That's not terrifying at all.
That he was riding in Indianapolis last night. So I get a text from Jake last night. He's like, "I'm going to call you in 20 minutes," and it's 9:45, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, "Well, I'm going to read this text to you." And it said something along the lines of, "Smoke in the cockpit, no bleep. We're driving to Peoria, Illinois. We'll see you Friday." And so Sip is out. So Jake's like, "Nick, you're in tomorrow." I was like, "All right, cool. Sounds good." So I got here at 5:30, helped Jake through the first hour of the show. Then Schaefer came in and DP picked up on the spillover and things like that. And I was like, it was 8:05, 8:15. And I'm like, I don't want to stay here. I'm exhausted. I wanted to shower, things like that. So I go home, make breakfast, and I eat my breakfast,
You made breakfast.
I did make breakfast.
You were leaving. You said, "I'm going to go pick up a burrito. I'm going to go home and I'm going to do homework."
I changed my mind. Yeah. So I changed my mind. So I was planning on doing homework, and fell asleep on my sectional downstairs in the basement.
Oh, you forgot to make coffee this morning.
I did forget to make. Well, no, I didn't forget to make coffee. I literally just rolled in at 5:30 and came right into the studio, and I almost fell asleep in the studio. Sleep has not been easy the last couple nights for some reason. It's not an excuse, obviously, but
no, it's
thanks to Mark and DP for understanding that we're dragging. So
Mark's like, "I'll write up your
Mark." I'm on the phone with Mark.
Walking papers.
So I was not fully awake. I was in that in between when I gave Mark a call because
I called you 7 times. I was like,
So-
I don't know where he is.
so I had my ringer on. That's the worst part too.
You
And I slept
it.
through my ringer 7 times, and my phone was right next
I
to
was
me.
half expecting a click. Oh, hello.
But anyway, so I was when I gave Mark a call because I woke up and it was that instant moment of panic, and I started sweating. I got really hot, and
Don't bother showing up.
like 11:40. And I call Mark, and Mark's like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Mark, I'm on my way." And I wish it was recorded because that would have been great. Number one, but I'm like, "Mark, I'm on my way," and he goes, "Who is this?" And I was like, I'm in that in between stage. I'm like, "It's Nick."
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, he's like, what? Oh, okay. He's like, well, I said, I fell asleep. I didn't mean to. I was like, I'm on my way right now. And he's like, all right, I'll stop writing up your termination papers right now. I was like, perfect. So, and I got texts from Rashawn, just tons of question marks. Like that's all the text from Rashawn
Well,
was.
because like he gets on, he goes, "Where's Nick?" And I go, "I don't
I
know."
don't know. Well, once again, as a buffer, first time I've ever done that. So people are saying rookie mistake, never take a nap when you wake up that early. Yeah.
You were
yes.
out.
I was out. And I wasn't expecting to be
I said
out.
a tweet. I said somebody.
Did you?
Yeah, I tweeted. I said somebody do a welfare check on
I
Nick
didn't even
Sainer.
see it. Didn't even see it.
I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's okay or not.
Yeah.
Mark's like, I'm sure there's like an address in these papers. We should go check on him. I was like, we should.
I do live 30 seconds from the
I was
station.
like,
That is what's great is, I mean, I was like, if I lived farther away, I probably wouldn't have gone home, but I live, the house is like 30 seconds away from the station.
I would have gone home and taken a nap.
Exactly. That'd be a problem.
That's 13 minutes.
That's a problem. So like,
timed out.
when I was on the phone with Mark, I'm like, Mark, I'm on my way. Like, and I was
Should've
here in the
ran
next
here.
2 minutes. So
Should have ran here. Would have taken you less than a minute 25, right?
Igor says it's a wellness check, not a welfare check. I thought it was welfare. Maybe it is wellness.
I don't know what I put. Did I put welfare or wellness?
I don't know. I didn't see the tweet. I should probably like it.
Welfare, wellness. I mean, it's
Yeah, you said welfare. Look at that.
Is he okay?
I am here. So yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We're kind of we were all dragging. I feel pretty refreshed. I feel pretty good. Nathan,
Look at this.
Nathan has no room to talk. He's gonna come on the show. He's gonna come on the air. No. Before we turn his mic on, this is exactly what he's gonna say. I get up every morning at 3:30 p.m. and I work 2 jobs. That's what he's gonna say.
Well, Chase B says, I'm pretty sure welfare means when you give money to somebody. Wellness is just saying. Well, I mean, the thing is, you should give him money because he was going to be fired if he didn't show up. So he wasn't really going to be, but he might have been.
If this continues to happen, I'm sure there will be consequences.
Yeah, don't take naps.
But
Don't do that. Welfare checks.
Oh, welfare check.
I don't know. Whatever. I was wrong. I was worried about my co-host.
Downtown Scott wants caller combat.
Caller combat.
Here's Nathan
All right,
wearing
let's
his freaking sunglasses inside again.
All right. Whoa. I got to clarify 2 things.
You know, the only
One,
people who wear sunglasses inside are people who are hungover.
Well, unfortunately, I don't wake up at 3:30 p.m. I wake up at 2:15 every morning.
So you get that right.
So I want to make sure to clarify
bad.
that one thing. So yes, I wake up early.
You also go to
Nick-
bed at like 8.
Yeah, I usually go to bed at like 8. That is
Yeah.
true. But that is why I said, Nick, that is a rookie mistake on your part. When you wake up that early, I drink coffee, drink pre-workout, and an energy drink every day.
Oh,
to
that
make
was
sure
you.
I
We
don't
need to
take a
get your
nap.
number in here.
You need to.
I'm gonna add it.
Yeah.
Because I never take a nap. Because when you take a nap, you're screwed.
Dude, like
You will not
no,
wake
like,
up.
Seriously, like I was like sitting there. I ate my burrito that I made, and I was like, man, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. Have you seen the ESPN? And this is all part of it. Have you seen the ESPN 30 for 30 the day the series stopped?
Yes, great
So
documentary.
I've probably seen that 6 or 7 times, but it's super enjoyable to watch. Plus, I'm getting to that point right now with Major League Baseball. Obviously, Benintendi got traded to the Yankees. That we'll talk about in a second. Wilson Contreras is probably going to get dealt, and
probably too.
it's so sad. That the whole thing is so sad. I could go on a rant about the Cubs right now, but I'm gonna hold myself back. But I was watching. I turned that on, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do some homework, do some just work, prepare for the show a little bit, and watch have the day the series stop playing in the background. I got through like 5 minutes before I fell asleep. But hey, Nate, you've sat on my couch in the basement.
It is a nice couch.
That's the comfy
It
part.
is a nice
I mean,
couch.
it is.
So this wasn't a planned nap.
No, definitely not.
That's why
And
I
so
usually.
if it was a planned nap, I would have an alarm on. I would
Right.
have an alarm, and I would probably have like 3 or 4 alarms so that I wasn't late for work.
I don't even sit down. Like I literally go straight to the gym, come back, shower, come to the radio station. Because I know if you sit down, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're probably exhausted.
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. I'm not exhausted anymore. I'm feeling pretty good. But
yeah, I bet that you are.
But you know,
like
$1
million.
I feel fresh. So.
I have a definition for you all.
Okay. Is it welfare?
In the United States and Canada, a wellness check, also known as a welfare check,
There it
as
is.
well
We're
as a
back.
safe and well check, is an in-person visit from one or more law enforcement officers, especially in response to a request from a friend or family member who is concerned about the person's mental health.
Is this about Rico's tweet?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should have called the cops
liked
on
the
me.
tweet.
I should have.
You should have called the cops and had them do a welfare check on
Welfare
me.
check on you.
I like
That
the
would
tweet.
that would have been
There we go.
confusing,
I win.
Do you guys like my tweet?
dude.
Which tweet?
Dude,
My
No,
tweet's
we're not
my
doing-
tweet is off the
We're not.
rails
We're
right
not
now.
doing that. You're doing
We
that
won't
on
do
your
that.
show.
No, we're doing that on my show.
Do
Don't
that
worry.
on your show. We're
Don't
not
worry.
doing
Nathan-
that.
just asking. It's a
Nathan's
good
pumped because his tweet has over 200 likes.
Look at him.
Is that right? I cannot wait till I pass you in followers. Oh, it's going to be a glorious day.
How many do you have?
I have 702.
That's cute. How many do you have?
728.
I've also had my Twitter for a year and 3 months. In my defense,
1,500.
in my defense, that'll be my only.
Yeah, but
defense.
who's the blue check?
Rico, my
and you
man.
Only, and you only have 700. That's cute.
Well, again,
Yeah.
it's only been a year.
And besides, let's be real. Like, there's a chance that the blue check is a fraudulent system if they're giving Nathan a blue check.
I don't know about that.
There are classes in college where if you're covering something, I feel like if you're doing something, you need to get a blue check.
Really?
Like you get a blue
Really?
check from classes in college,
Hmm.
and they don't
I've
take it
never heard
away.
of that before. They do. No, that's the thing. When I change my Twitter, whenever that may be, they'll take it away because it's set up with my account now. Because that's why I have the 1011 in my
Yeah.
name because that's what gets me verified.
So do I
finally
need-
it'll
so-
get me out.
If you
So,
take 10,
wait,
if you
wait,
take
wait, wait,
10,
wait.
11 out of it, whenever that happens,
They'll take away my blue check.
you'll keep
mark.
the blue check. Nicole changed hers. She still has her blue check.
She doesn't.
Yes, she does.
Nope. You can look at it right now. They got rid
I'm
of
going to right now, dude.
They took it away.
ESPN's picking up on this Dakotas Crawford thing. That's sweet.
it. Oh, nice.
Anyway, okay.
They
so
took it away.
Let's look at this. Really? They just wow. They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
she'll
take
get it.
it.
She'll
They'll
get it
take
back.
it away. Yeah, she'll get it back because she works for another news station. But
So
when you
wait,
change your
so, like,
Twitter,
this-
your Twitter handle, they take it away.
so do I need to have like 93.7 in my Twitter handle?
No,
don't
because
know.
Jake's not verified.
Yeah, Jake.
Is he not?
But I wonder if
I
Jake's
think-
tried to
did
get
Sip-
verified.
Did Sipple get his verification taken away?
I don't know.
We're looking this up.
Has he?
Yeah,
Telling
Sipple-
you,
and his name's just Steven Sipple.
What was his?
it's
before?
weird.
Oscar Extra Sipple.
It was. You're right.
See, that's what I'm telling you. I don't know what the system is, and I don't know how it works, but I'm not complaining because I have one. But no, it is a very awkward.
I mean,
weird
our
system,
station account isn't even verified,
which is so bizarre.
But
to
it's
me.
one of those things where don't you have to try to get it verified?
I think so.
Like,
Well,
don't you
Jay,
have to
so
apply?
Jay is verified, right? Jay
Yeah.
is verified.
Okay.
Jay's dad, not verified.
That is so bizarre.
He's
I don't know
he's
how it
applied. I
works.
saw it. He tweeted it out like a couple weeks ago. He applied again, didn't get it.
I didn't apply. The station did it for me.
Yeah,
I had
exactly.
nothing
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
with it.
Maybe we should try to get that.
Jake Sorensen texted and he said, "I've never attempted to get verified because I don't need that lame
say
butt validation." I'm just gonna say lame butt.
Oh, that's just real great, Jake.
Well, Jake, guess what?
Somebody asked.
Guess
Real
what, Jake?
great.
I do.
Somebody did ask, "How are you verified with 700 followers?"
No, that's because we have people at the station that have far less than me. And it's because you work for a news outlet.
So I wonder.
verified.
So
I work for a news outlet. I'm
I
gonna
was
try and get
gonna say-
verified.
I was gonna say, I wonder if we could put
do I
somebody
apply?
on that to get us all
Let's see this.
verified.
There probably is a way.
Monetization.
It would probably have to be through DP, I would assume.
Twitter Blue.
Maybe David knows how to do all that.
David definitely.
Yeah,
knows.
David. If you're listening, get us verified.
Yeah, David, figure it out.
David, this one's on you.
Yeah, we're just gonna put it all on
See,
you.
here we go. Verification request.
But
Here's
regardless,
everything you need to know and how to apply. Who's eligible? Active, authentic. You're notable. Your account must represent or otherwise be associated with a prominently recognized individual or brand.
We are. See, so what's
I'm gonna
interesting
apply now.
So I have applied, and I got denied because I didn't have more than 3 articles that mention my name tied with the outlet.
Interesting.
That's why
I
they
have
said.
Hundreds tied to my name through 10-11. So maybe that's
Should
why.
I do news or sports?
Exactly. Like you're able to go online and go, and it says by Nathan Bryant. It has your name in it.
directly? You can look at the
Exactly.
articles. I have.
There's nothing here.
Sources says, make sure David doesn't verify me. I'll deny it.
I don't
think you can
He is
deny
full of it. He is full of it. You know, that sounds like someone who's secretly angry that he's not verified.
Exactly.
That would say something
But
like
he
that.
wants to keep the bit alive of I mean,
Damn
Jake,
straight, Don.
Jake's got the followers. Jake, I know you're listening. You got the followers, man. You
Don's
just
right. Make Rico go. Hashtag make Rico go blue. Hashtag check for Rico. We're doing this. Should I go
Let's do it.
news or sports?
That's the thing is I think I did it,
I'm doing sports.
Sports.
I'm doing sports.
but you have to find articles with your name in it. So like I put in like our station, our podcast page that has our name and our
Journalist.
picture and everything, but it didn't work. Like they said, I needed more than 2 articles, and we don't write articles.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, if the people from Barstool can get verified, I can get verified.
Can we talk about Barstool for a second and how stupid it is?
I'm a Barstool guy. I'm not the person to talk to
Shocker.
about this.
Shocker.
Oh, really? Is that
So
right? Shocker.
Problem. I have confirmed that my employer's account is already verified. Can't do it yet until the ticket gets verified. Gotta wait.
Really?
Gotta
Okay,
wait. Once the ticket gets verified, I will apply and I will get it.
I was gonna say, so maybe we need to make the ticket verified.
David, that's on you.
Okay, that's on David. Then we'll take care of our personal accounts.
Yep.
So we need to make sure the ticket is verified, and then we'd be able to get certification. Or not certification, verification.
This has absolutely nothing to do with blue check marks.
That's right.
A message to Husker Nation.
Oh,
The Lincoln NIL Club. A player's statement coming from Chancellor Brewington and a bunch of other Husker players, Husker athletes. Our team has come together to launch the Lincoln NIL Club. If you're a fan looking to support our team, this is how you can do it. The Lincoln NIL Club is a membership-based community that allows fans to financially support and interact with our team. Fans can join the LNC right now by making any monthly commitment to the club. Commit what you can. Every fan is welcome and every dollar counts. Proceeds from our NIL club will equally support the 90-plus members of our team that are participating in the club. This is from football, I believe. Benefits of becoming a member include the following: financially support our team and ensure Nebraska is a leader in the era of NIL, meet and greets and Q&As with players, film breakdowns and other player-created content, an online community to connect with the squad. If you're considering supporting our club, check us out at LincolnNILClub.com.
there you go. You want to play that breaking news sounder again?
One more again.
This comes from Pete Thamel, who is now with ESPN, I believe. Kansas is finalizing a deal to hire former Nebraska offensive coordinator Matt Lubick as a senior analyst. Lubick is a veteran assistant with stops at 6 other Power 5 programs, including Washington, Oregon, and Ole Miss. So Lance Leipold is hiring Matt Lubick.
Your news isn't as cool as
It's
mine.
not as cool, but it popped up, and I said we had to. Okay, you sound like Vershawn. All right, you just pulled a Vershawn move right there.
Why?
That's not breaking news.
No, that is breaking
That's
news.
not breaking news.
No, it is. It's just not as cool as mine.
It's not as
USC,
cool.
UCLA are leaving the Big Ten. Not breaking news. What are we doing?
So Nick, who's your top 10 Nebraska running backs of all time?
Hold up.
You
What?
interrupted my top 10 for this.
You interrupted my top 10 for this?
That was one of the funnier moments.
That was golden.
That
That
was
was probably my favorite Rashawn moment since I've
one
been
of
here
the
at
funnier
Stage.
moments in the ticket history right there.
Man, what?
Do you guys? Let me ask you though. Going off of Rico's
I-
breaking
dude,
news,
my
I still
reaction.
can't believe that.
my- so
You interrupted my top 10 for this.
that was funny. No, my reaction. I just looked at it. I was like, "What?" I was caught off guard, but it was funny. It's a Vershawnism.
let me ask you
For
guys
Sean
this:
Vershawnism.
do you think that is going to harm or hurt universities getting money? Because it sounds like they're literally just taking boosters that give to the university and now
Mhm.
putting them in an NIL club.
Ooh,
I don't think so because
That's what
this
it sounds like.
this is more for not your season ticket holding fans,
Yeah.
not your big boosters.
this
is
I
more
was
for
gonna say this is more for
this
like
is more for the everyday guy because
Yeah.
they said any amount count. You could go in and donate $10 and you're going to be part of this little group where you can go meet players, you can do meet and greets, you can have Q&As, you can watch the players break down film for so
Yeah.
you can understand the game more. The big boosters, they've already got all the access that they need.
Well, no,
they
they're
got the
fine.
tie-in.
But I feel like this is just another way to get boosters involved, because maybe boosters is the wrong word, but Virginia Tech knows specifically they have their drive for 25. So you donate $25 and you're part of the Hokie Club, which is the booster fan club. And you get private access to all these things. You get free stuff sent to you. So it sounds like this is basically just taking money from the university and putting it into an NIL group. To me.
So. No, I don't.
I think it's going to be on a much smaller. It's going to be. It's going to allow, like, let's say, a local company that wants to invest in Nebraska football and have an opportunity to go to an event like we did last Monday and things like that, where it's, or 2 Mondays ago now, where it's like, hey, yeah, you can come talk to the players, get some inside information, or you have just good conversation with the guys that you're invested in, basically. And if you're only able to give $1,000, then that's okay. And we're going to allow that. We appreciate that, because that $1,000 may be able to be sprinkled into not necessarily the walk-ons, but maybe some of the lower scholarship players that don't see the field. The guys that are not named O'Shawn Mathis, the guys that are not named Casey Thompson. Like,
well, they said it's going to all 90 plus.
Exactly.
All 90 plus
and you're able to kind of spread the wealth in a way to some of those guys that maybe aren't the big names, but are still putting in just as much or close to as much work as those big name athletes, and unfortunately just don't get compensated in the way that those guys do.
Because those big boosters are still going to give money to the university. You're still going to, get
because they don't want to lose their spot.
Yeah, they're going to help donate
to
those massive buildings and whatever else they have to do, get their names on something. I don't know what big name boosters do. Whatever they do, donate all that money that they have, and help to entice recruits to universities. But something like the Husker fan club, I forget what it was called already. That is just more for the everyday fan that just wants to interact with, wants to be closer to the program. You donate $10. I don't know if there's going to be a minimum limit, but you donate $10 and you're part of the fan club. It's gonna be interesting.
No, it will be interesting
because now you can say, hey, yeah, I helped these guys. I helped get this guy to campus.
Yeah,
I mean,
you get to watch them break down film, and you get to go to Q&As. You get to go to meet and greets. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be another way for those guys who are lesser known on the roster, like still some names, like some of those guys that maybe at the time were a decent name when they were recruited, and maybe things haven't gone their way, they haven't seen the field very much, but people still know who they are, and they're still enticed by the fact that they're meeting a Nebraska football player. It's still going to be something that people are interested in, and those guys that aren't the Trey Palmers, the O'Shawn Mathis, the Casey Thompson can go out and build their own brand with the field.
It's just interesting though, because you got to think those like small boosters that all pull together, they're the ones that kind of fund like nutrition centers, facility upgrades, like weight room, like things like that. So that money is then going back into the athletes. So who ends up funding that? Is it just the big boosters?
Well, so Kent makes an interesting point on the text line, 402-464-5685. We'll have to take a break in here in a second. But Kent says, say a guy like me that contributes to NIL, why would I contribute to anything to the University of Nebraska other than for my tickets to university games? I think a lot of this, it'll also be benefited or it'll be better when they start winning. Like, right. Just as when we talk about success on the field, it's easier when you win games to recruit. It's easier to get guys to buy into the process. It's easier to keep guys on campus when you're winning, right? Winning solves everything. I think also in this discussion, winning could solve everything as well, because more people are going to want to be involved in a winning product, in a winning program when they see success. You're going to have it's going to be easier to spend thousands of dollars if you're a local company on NIL. If it's, hey, if you believe that getting a guy for solely NIL money will help take a Nebraska team that's a 9-win team and a Big Ten West Division champion over the hump because of your money, that makes them a Big Ten champion and a possible New Year's Six Bowl participant. Like when you feel like you have that kind of power and control in this decision, I think it's going to be easier for maybe those local companies or smaller boosters, I guess, to spend a little bit more money. But once again, you have to start winning games for that to happen, because nobody's going to want to spend money if it means that $2,000 will help take your program from 4 wins to 5 wins. Like, that's just not going to make sense. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a timeout. When we come back, I want to dive into this a little bit of a quarterback conversation as well. We talked about it a little bit on early break this morning. Jake and I did, but now I want to get Rico's thoughts on it and just kind of all the factors that are going to have to be taken into consideration this season, and just kind of all the discussion points And the fact that Nebraska really needs to get this thing nailed down as soon as possible. So we'll dive into that. 402-464-5685. You can always tweet at us, Nick_Sainer and at Radio Rico AC. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Bagels and Joe is in full summer mode. They'll add cold foam to the top of any iced coffee. Plus, they now have a Joe Coffee Club. Get unlimited drip coffee for just $8.95 per month. And don't forget their delicious breakfast burritos and sandwiches. Bagels and Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
These days, there are more reasons than ever to treat yourself to a great haircut at Great Clips with the online check-in app. So tell us, why do you check in?
I check in because I'm tired of hat hair. I check in because we all need a cut.
I check in so I can feel like me.
And I check in so I look good for you.
No matter why you check in, you'll check out with a great haircut and save time with our online check-in app. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
2022 is all about staying well. And guess what? There are lots of easy ways to take care of your mental and physical health every day, like eating right and exercising, taking vitamins, drinking water, scheduling those annual doctor's visits, or just resting. That's right, even a quick nap counts. Because let's be honest, these days we could all use a little more wellness in our lives. So stay well, Nebraska. For more ways you can stay healthy, visit StayWellNebraska.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Work, laundry, dishes. I was exhausted. I needed a vacation, but finding a way to pay for it, not so easy. Then I found it. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. It was so easy. I earned cash for the study and booked that vacation. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Let's do it. Let's get away. Let's go outside, cast a line, and reel in good times with our family and friends. Get a little peace, quiet, and relaxation. And make some memories that will last a lifetime. Let's do it. Let's fish Nebraska. Start planning your fishing trip today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Swing for the fences with single-game tickets to see Lincoln's best lineup on and off the diamond. The Salt Dog season is stacked with reasons to spend your summer at Haymarket Park. Get a free general admission ticket when you donate 3 non-perishable food items on Triple Play Tuesdays. Eat $2 Fairbury brand dogs on Wiener Wednesdays. Score drink specials on Thirsty Thursdays. Then win your weekend with Firework Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, and Sunday Family Fun Days presented by Casey's. Get tickets at saltdogs.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez-Clary. Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so in case you missed this, Dakotas Crawford has signed an NIL deal with SOS Heating and Cooling out of Omaha. It fits perfect. Dakotas Crawford signs with an HVAC company. And now, I mean, if you go on Twitter, I mean, ESPN College Football's Twitter account picked it up. No Context College Football picked it up as well. A lot of people. Front Office Sports says NIL, that just makes sense. Nebraska wide receiver Dakotas Crawford has signed a deal to become the new spokesperson for SOS Heating and Cooling. If it's perfect.
And you know what's funny?
Dakotas.
Is they probably weren't even banking on this happening.
No.
But now SOS is getting just a bunch of free pub.
Absolutely. 100%.
From just signing him. Not even, I mean, they're probably like recording a commercial in those pictures, but like from just signing him and releasing the pictures, they've gained a ton of free public.
Let's see. Okay, I have to find the tweet. I just got rid of it again.
Free
I'm trying to see how many likes the tweet has gotten. ESPN College Football, here it is. Okay, so like ESPN College Football has gotten 56 retweets already in the last like 30 minutes. Nice. There's one that has they screenshotted their Facebook post. Mm-hmm. And this one has over 1,600 retweets and 13,000 likes. Jeez. The original tweet has 22 retweets. Like, this is a lot of publicity for the SOS Heating and Cooling. So good stuff from there. Once again, the account ESPN College Football has 2.9 million followers picked up on it and said Dakotas Crawford has an NIL deal with a heating and cooling company, and it's perfect. So just wanted to mention that. All right, so quarterback discussion. 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. I want to hear from you guys on this because Rico and I were talking off air about an hour ago about the quarterback competition and whether or not there even is a quarterback competition. We heard over the course of the Big Ten Media Days that Casey Thompson's going to start taking the number one reps in the fall, which that's not a surprise to anybody. But are we more intrigued by the competition or supposed competition for the starter or the competition for the number 2 guy? Because for me, I think I'm more intrigued by number 2 guy because it's either Logan Smothers or Chubba Purdy as number 2. Right now, it feels like Casey Thompson, you would assume, expect, hope, I guess, that he will separate himself from the rest. You kind of have a weird feeling that he will just because he's the most experienced guy in that room. But also on that note, Nebraska doesn't have, and I mentioned this on early break this morning, Nebraska doesn't have the ability this season to take a chance on Chubba Purdy starting and it not working out. And I guess similarly, they don't have the chance to take a shot on they don't have the ability to take a shot on Casey Thompson and it not working out. They have to nail this down and figure it out and get it right.
you've got to have however terrible this sounds coming from me, I believe that with the lack of time that you have to get this right and to get this season off to a good start, you're probably looking at a pretty short leash for whoever ends up winning the starting quarterback job, whether that be Casey Thompson, whether that be Chuba Purdy, whether that be Logan Smothers, whether that be, whoever else in the quarterback room if somebody else separates themselves. Whoever it is, if you don't get off to a hot start, I don't know how you can, in good faith, keep that person as the starting quarterback if you are truly reeling and looking at a make or break season. If you get off to a bad start, whoever the starting quarterback is against Northwestern, if you, God forbid, lose that game with whoever that starter is, I mean, this may sound crazy, but I don't know if you see that person starting against North Dakota.
Which is so crazy to think about, because I know this is where we differ, Rico. Let's say Casey Thompson is the guy in week 1 or week 0, and you lose to Northwestern, or he does not look good, but you still squeak out a win. There's going to be two possible discussions. One is going to be your side, which I kind of understand is, listen, we got to get a guy that's going to produce and get us wins, right? And comfortably. Or you're going to have the other discussion on the other side of the coin where it's, well, now you have 2 games against North Dakota and Georgia Southern to get Casey Thompson's feet under him.
To get yourself right and to get ready for Oklahoma. But at the same time, if the quarterback competition, quote unquote competition, is as close as the coaches have been telling us, if they truly can't separate, a number 1 from a number 2, if it is truly that close, then what's the harm in having somebody else start in the next game? What's it going to hurt if they're actually that close to being, as good as each other? It's not going to hurt you to do it. It's not going to hurt you to keep that person as a starter as well. But at the same time, like, that person had a game to show you what they had. They didn't. If you lose that game, if you win that game, it doesn't matter. You're going to be the starter of the next game. You could as long as you don't throw, 5 interceptions and you somehow win that game, like, you'll be the starter for the next game. If it just doesn't look, if it's just not the greatest game, but you end up winning, you'll be the starter, whoever it is. But if you lose to Northwestern, whoever the starter is, I don't think you start the next game. Will you probably get some PT depending on how that game looks? If you start pulling away from Georgia Southern or North Dakota, yeah, you'll get some more PT to kind of separate yourself. But then that next week of practice is going to be intense, and that's going to be when the competition really starts up.
We were approached with a question this morning. Hey, Jake. Hey,
Sorensen.
Welcome back. We were approached with a question this morning on early break about a possible 2 quarterback system early on in the season. And my big defense to that is, like, you just don't have that luxury. Once again, like we just said, whichever guy you go with, whether it's Casey, whether it's Chuba, whether it's Logan, right? Whatever guy you go with has to be that guy. You have to put your confidence in, because you don't want to have to question what situation you put a specific guy in.
I understand competition, but you don't want your starting quarterback looking over their shoulder every time they make a mistake. Every time, if let's just say Casey Thompson is the starter, he overthrows a pass. It's not intercept. He overthrows a pass on 3rd down, and they go 3 and out. He does it again the next series, and they go 3 and out. He's looking over his shoulder, and he's worried he's going to start forcing things to try and make a big play to make up for the fact that he went 3 and out two times in a row. And that's not what you want. You don't want your quarterback to start taking chances because he's scared he's going to get benched.
Well, think about the running back room, and I obviously understand that it's not exactly the same, but you're going to have similar discussions of not letting guys get into a rhythm, right? Because what if just a possible scenario, Casey Thompson throws a touchdown, and then they bring in Chuba Purdy the next drive. What if it's a drive-by-drive kind of, like, not saying that I would think it is, but what if it does happen that way? Then you're not allowing a guy to get into a rhythm, and then it's the end of the third, or it's 4th quarter and last drive of the game. What happens if you don't want Chuba Purdy in? Or what happens if you don't want Casey Thompson in, but that's his turn? Like, you just have to nail it down, because there are so many uncontrollable variables that Nebraska is going to face this season. So many. And Schaefer said something earlier this morning that's really interesting. And I kind of understand, I kind of agree with him, is that it might not look pretty in the first game. But as long as Nebraska finds a way, because Mark Whipple's new offense coordinator, obviously, right? And despite having a full offseason, Schaefer said something along the lines today of, you're not playing other teams in practice.
Mm-hmm.
You're not playing other teams in practice. And I thought that was, sounds like such a basic statement, right? But if you truly think about it, it's accurate, because Nebraska is not facing Northwestern in practice. They can study Northwestern and act, their scout team or their lower level rosters can kind of mimic what Northwestern does to give the offense a look, but you're not actually playing Northwestern in practice every day. And so you sit here and go,
they have one of the best tackles in the nation.
Well, you don't want to go into the game and second guess everything you're doing, which is kind of what Nebraska did last year against Illinois, right? You just cannot second guess. There has to be a vote of confidence with every decision that this staff makes with personnel wise, in my opinion, whether it's taking out a guy or whether it's switching guys off in the running back room or deciding who's starting. Like, I go back to last year when Nebraska was having the running back injuries and issues and things like that. And every single week at the press conference, a question was, who's standing out in the running back room this week? And every single week, it was a different answer.
It was a running joke we had with Aaron Sorensen every week. We'd say, so who's starting at running back this week?
Who's your bet? If you had to go to Vegas, who's your bet to start at running back
Who's
this
your
week?
pick? It seemed as if you were getting a new running back every week.
Until Ramir Johnson finally took it. Well, you just can't have that this year. Because once again, it's going to be a similar conversation to, it's the same thing over and over. You're not letting the guy get into a rhythm, or you don't have guys in the room that are taking the job, and that might be just as big of a problem.
I think that's the biggest problem. If somebody doesn't step forward and just takes the job.
Now, once again,
if you just can't decide because both guys are playing out of their minds,
exactly,
and
that's
really
a great problem to have.
That is a fantastic problem to have. You still need to make a choice, and you got to stick with it. But if nobody is separating themselves, if they're both meh, that's a problem.
You still, though, like even if let's say Nebraska has two running backs that are playing exceptional this season, you still have to figure out a way to manage them. You cannot play the even game where it's every rep is even. You have the same amount of reps. You can't do that. There's got to be a way to manage them. And in the throughout the course of the game, what makes a coach great is the ability to make adjustments on the fly. Whether it's in a small scale of drive to drive or quarter to quarter, half to half, game to game, season to season. Whatever scale you're talking about, that's what differentiates a decent coach and a mediocre coach from a great coach, or a coach that's actually winning games, right? So if you're in the middle of a game and you walked in with Anthony Grant and Jacques Yant being neck and neck, but in that game, in the first two drives of the game, Anthony Grant's getting the job done, you don't abandon it. You can't.
Nope.
And I think that goes for everywhere, or vice versa. If Anthony Grant's not getting the job done after a decent sample size, then changes need to be made. But that's something that's so fascinating. We'll mention and dive deep, and all of our guests on the show that we'll talk to, what we're going to have the conversation with, is what I'm the most fascinated by this season going in, as we are 30 days out from August 27th, is how quick this staff will pull the plug on guys. How quick how short are leashes? At quarterback, at offensive line, at wide receiver, or not necessarily wide receiver because you're super deep there, but at running back especially. How short are leashes? Because we know the pressure is immense, but you don't want to pull a guy too early and make things worse and then look like you've lost control. You do not want that to happen. So it's going to truly be something to keep our eye on as we go along. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we might get into a little bit of an MLB discussion. We might put a bow on the football talk as well. But the Cubs are about to trade Wilson Contreras. Benintendi got dealt to the Yanks last night, and the Royals got nothing in return. So we'll kind of dive into that a little bit, but we definitely will still talk football. On the other side of this break, you're listening to the Happy Hour on the Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Allo means business. Allo means local business. Allo means big business. Allo means small business. No matter your business, if you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. local service and same-day dispatch, free installation, symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
Hey, batter. Wings, splatter, splatter, splatter. Catch all this season's baseball action at one of your neighborhood Lincoln locations. Get League of Their Own wings, burgers, nachos, and ringers while catching all the action. Stop into Wings and Rings located on O Street in Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. Or place your order online at wingsandrings.com. That's wingsandrings.com. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and our industry partners. This provides you with a first-hand look at career opportunities in construction, agriculture, automotive, manufacturing and engineering, transportation, and healthcare. Learn more about SCC Career Days at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC. Your path to possible.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Registration is now open for all fall sports leagues through Lincoln Parks and Rec. Adult volleyball, kickball, softball, and youth NFL flag football. Competitive and recreational leagues are available, so whether you're an athlete, a former athlete, or a wannabe athlete, there's a league for you. Plus, check out their paid opportunities for officials and referees. Contact Lincoln Parks and Rec to learn more, or head to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE before July 24th to register your team. That's teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
In today's day and age, people are trying to do more and more projects by themselves. That might be better on the wallet, but it can also lead to painful sounds like this. Ow! Poor guy, trying to do wiring all by himself. Let's have another listen. It's just not worth it. Don't hurt yourself or make things worse than they are already. For any of your electric needs, call Joe at Ambition Electric today at 402-217-3415 or go to ambitionelectric.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour
Let me ask you a question about the tip cup, because I had a little thing with the calzone guy.
with Nick Sainert.
What did you just say? Go put $1 in the jar right now. Are you serious? Yeah, now. Damn it.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
A big old chocolate ass in MetLife.
What? On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so we are not doing the tip jar. I don't. This just randomly got put in there. Oh well, it is what it is. It's great. It's a great rejoin. It's a great rejoin. Back here on the Happy Hour, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Both those continue to be open for you guys, as well as the video stream, also sponsored by Starter Heyman Jewelers, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Or you can hit us up on our personal Twitters, Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. Rico did put in the verification request.
It's gonna get denied, but at least I put the request in.
At least you tried.
That's whatever. But speaking of Twitter, something that I saw on Twitter a couple of days ago. This is yesterday, wasn't a couple of days ago. Adidas, celebrating Title IX's 50th anniversary, signs 15 female student athletes to NIL deals and announces a brand initiatives to push sport forward for all. Why is this important? Why am I mentioning this? Well, because Nebraska's very own Nicklin Hames volleyball star is one of the 15 student athletes that Adidas chose to sign to an NIL deal.
There you go.
Nicklin being sponsored by Adidas, as some people say. I don't know why people say it like that, but Adidas grabbing 15 female student athletes to NIL deals across many sports: women's basketball, softball, soccer, volleyball, tennis, gymnastics, and track and field. They're developing a mentorship program led by basketball icon Candace Parker, and they are also unveiling their next stage of partnerships with Athlete Ally to facilitate outreach and workshops at 8 Adidas-partnered NCAA Division I college campuses.
So Nicklin Hames with
Adidas stepping up, signing 15 female student athletes to NIL deals to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Title IX. Nicklin Hames, one of those. So
it's pretty awesome.
That is amazing. That's a really big deal.
Yeah, that is really cool. All right, so okay, let's address this on the text line here. Don asks, rant on the loss of the Choco Taco. Are you sad about that? I just it's funny that Don says that because I just passed it on my Twitter. That somebody bought one from a store and made a 3D print of it. But is that a big deal? The Choco Taco?
Yes.
How much respect do you lose if I say that I've never had one?
I mean, I don't lose I can't lose respect for you.
For a Choco Taco?
No,
Okay,
I can't.
good.
No,
Thank
I
you.
can't lose respect for you because there wasn't much there to lose anyway, so I can't lose any more.
Thank you.
Because then there would be none.
There'd be none.
So, no, I don't lose respect for you. I'm just very sad that you had a terrible childhood.
I was always a drumstick guy.
Choco Taco. A+.
Here's my problem.
It was always gone when
I
went
sandwiches.
It was always gone when I went to the ice cream man when he came by, but every once in a while.
You bought from the ice cream man, that little ding ding bell?
Every once in a while he
Ding
had
ding
some,
man?
and I was like, Choco Taco me.
So here's my problem with ice cream sandwiches and Choco Tacos and Klondike bars. They are way too messy.
Fun.
They are way too messy.
Are they?
Because you bite into like the chocolate filling, or not filling, the chocolate coating, and it all crumbles. Then the ice cream starts melting. None of it stays inside of the chocolate coating, right? And it just gets way too messy. You guys know that work with me. Everybody that works with me knows I hate getting my hands dirty.
You hate messes.
I hate messes, number one. And I also hate getting things like on my hands.
You can always wash them off.
I
And
can.
Also, why are you eating your ice cream so disgustingly? Why is stuff getting everywhere?
It's not that I eat it disgustingly. It's the fact that when you bite into the chocolate coating on a Klondike bar. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Klondike bars.
It still holds together.
Love Klondike bars.
If you hold it for too long, yeah, it'll start melting and it'll get all over your hands. But if you eat it at a decent pace,
I even keep it in a wrapper.
I eat slow. And if you eat it at a decent
There you go,
pace,
get a
like
bowl,
you're
dude.
fine.
All right, there you go. So I could put my Klondike bar in a bowl, but like, here's the thing with the Klondike bar, you keep it in the wrapper. Like I keep it in the wrapper.
You don't have to. Just eat it fast. It's frozen.
I keep it in the wrapper so that I don't get my hands messy with ice cream and sticky and stuff because I hate that.
I cannot stand you sometimes,
But
man.
I'm glad, Rico. I'm glad that we do a show and you can't stand me.
Just sometimes.
Gee whiz. Unbelievable.
You're unbelievable. You can't eat a Choco Taco or a Klondike bar or a drumstick without getting your hands messy?
No, I can eat a drumstick. You know why? Because there's no chocolate coating.
Yes, there is. You just eat it fast enough so the ice cream doesn't drip off of the top and get your hands on the cone.
All I'm saying. Mark and Holland with a take. Ice cream sandwiches aren't messy. People are. Mark and Holland.
He's not wrong.
I suppose. Here it is. Axel Foley. Why isn't no matter that who the 93.7 the ticket hires, you guys always have the weirdest food takes, no matter who it is. I'm just saying, like
That's
ice cream sandwiches are good.
It's part of the hiring process.
Yeah, I sat down with Mark. He goes, "What's your wildest food take?" And
I said, I hate ice cream.
I hate ice cream sandwiches, but I do love them. So, all right, that's done for today. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. It's Friday. See ya.
Adios.
2022 Nebraska football